Hi everyone and welcome to my channel. In this video I'm going to focus on signs from the divine that you may receive. Now I was inspired to do this video due to a recent purchase I made. You may see it on my finger, this lovely amethyst crystal ring which I gifted myself for my birthday recently. And there were quite a lot of signs revolving around this particular purchase, which I think I was meant to make. So I thought I'd do a video on signs. We'll look at other signs as well that you may receive. But first of all, the story around this ring. So I went to a nearby town and I was very drawn to a little shop which had crystals in the window. So I think that's what drew me into the shop. And I noticed a little sort of case of rings, crystal rings, and I'd actually been looking for rings, crystal rings, in particular an amethyst ring, funnily enough. Hadn't really found anything online, it's a bit difficult with sizing, and in a shop I'd been to hadn't seen anything. So I went in, asked to look at the rings, was drawn to this one immediately. Obviously it's amethyst, and it fit perfectly as well, and I just thought, wow, I think it's meant to be. So anyway, we got chatting as well. We had a lot in common, chatting for over an hour actually, and then I said, okay, I think I should buy it, and unfortunately he only accepted cash, which I didn't have on me. So that meant I had to return. I couldn't return that day because I'd been in there chatting for too long. So I had to get on. Anyway, I returned sort of a few days later. And typically the door was closed. The door was closed. I thought, wow, okay, I thought this was meant to be. I mean, I'd been saying in my head, if it's meant to be, it will be there. I noticed in the window I couldn't see the ring as well in the tray, but I thought maybe he's put it to one side, So anyway, I asked next door because they're joined, the shops are actually linked, and they called him and they said to me he'd be there in 20 minutes. I thought, okay, I can wait and we'll see. Now, there's a reason why I'm telling you this part. Bear with me. While I was waiting, they let me sit in the shop. I was just looking out the window, as you do, people watching the world go by. And suddenly a van went by, and on the side of the van was my grandmother's surname. And I just couldn't believe it. I mean, it's not a common name. It's not even an English name. It's a foreign name. And I thought, wow. And I just thought, I've been guided here by my grandmother, because I do believe she's one of my guides. I've had dreams about her before. Shortly after that van went by, another one went by with a 4-leaf clover on the side. So, that made me feel, yes, serendipity, it's your lucky day. Which it was, because soon enough, the guy arrived. He had kept the ring for me behind the counter in a box, and I bought the ring. I feel that, I was drawn to him as well because we sort of had a lot in common, so I feel he was soul family, potentially. So, anyway, the message there, I feel, is sometimes your soul may be guided to a particular place on a specific day. So trust your intuition, or if you're guided into a shop, for example, like there was good energy in that shop as well. And what I liked as well was the fact that the man who owned the shop actually makes the rings himself. He's trained and everything. So I just thought that was really special as well. So yeah, it was meant to be. I believe. Now that story leads me to the next sign, which is numbers. Obviously this is something that I mention quite a lot in my readings, as you know. But on the way to that shop on that day, I saw 444 and 555 on number plates. So, that can sometimes be where some of you see number synchronicities. They have different meanings, obviously. Triple numbers are often indicating your angels around you, guiding and supporting you. But look up the number, in the search engine, put in angel number 444, you'll get lots of different things come up, and trust your intuition in terms of what the message is for you. 555 means changes are happening and more positive changes are to come. It's also like bringing you into alignment with your soul purpose and abundance. So as I said, you might see these numbers in random places, also like on a receipt. Could be the total of your grocery shopping, a house number, the car's mileage, likes on a post. And also the time you wake up is another one. I've sometimes looked at my clock in the morning when I've woken up, it's been 5:55. And another one is sequential numbers. I've woken up before at 3:45, for example. 1, 2, 3, 3, 4, 5, and this can show forward movement happening in your life, or you're being inspired to take action, for example, in a certain area of your life. Another sign could be hearing a voice in your head, or maybe a whisper, which could be your angel or guides whispering in your ear, giving you a sign, maybe some guidance, something you need to hear at that moment. And it could also be messages through other people. Now this could be people you know or strangers. The divine will speak to you through those people and tell you what you need to hear. So it could be a crucial time in your life when you need some guidance, or you're trying to make a decision potentially, and something this person says inspires you or guides you, and that was the divine speaking through that person. You may also receive messages through music. So, for example, you might hear a song with lyrics that give you a message you need to hear, or perhaps they uplift you, or give you a spark of inspiration, that sort of drive you forward and make you do something, make a change, for example. Like guidance and reassurance could come through in a song. A particular moment, maybe you've been feeling a bit down, for example, or a bit doubtful, and suddenly a song comes on, and there's maybe just one line in the song that's repeated, and it just touches you in that moment, and you were supposed to hear that song in that moment. And again, this can happen at random times. Again, the divine works in mysterious ways. Sometimes it's a car driving by, and the person in the car's playing a song, or a song comes on the radio that really hits you. Lots of different ways, through ads, that kind of thing. Now that also links to ear ringing, which is quite common. This can indicate you're receiving a download, a divine download actually, with a message that you need to hear. So I know quite a few people have commented about ear ringing before. in readings. So yeah, as that happens as well, just say in your mind, I receive the download, and then be silent, and try to focus on the message you're receiving. You may also see objects, see different kind of objects that may be pertinent to you, but very common ones are feathers. I know a lot of you have commented before in readings about seeing feathers on your path, and also, like in your backyard, your garden. I know I've seen them before in my yard and on my path. So, this is showing you that your angels are close by, and these signs were left for you. Coins is another one as well. If you see a random coin on your path or somewhere, that can be a sign from the divine. I always think it's worth looking at the year on the coin as well, because sometimes that can be a sign. Obviously it's going to be the past, but maybe it was a very significant time in your life that year, or there's something from that time that you need to revisit. Maybe you have been revisiting something from that time you're trying to process, and so your angels again are telling you they're with you, giving you support. And another very common sign is seeing animals. Now obviously this could be real animals that you see on your path, or online videos or pictures. You may see butterflies first of all. Now this can definitely be a sign from the divine. It could be an ancestor visiting you and giving you a blessing. Now, obviously butterflies don't live for very long, so you're definitely blessed if you're visited by a butterfly and it's an ancestor. Also, if you keep seeing a particular animal, it could be your animal spirit guide. So trust your intuition on that one, as you may be drawn to a very particular animal. And if that's the case, then I would say that could be your spirit animal. So, we've got swans, dragonflies, also pears, you notice in this card. Now that can be a sign of union to come, in your future. It's like a sign of hope. In particular, swans are definitely a sign of divine love as well, infinite love. We've got dragonflies for transformation. Butterflies are also a sign of change and transformation. Ladybirds are good luck, obviously. So, you might suddenly see a ladybird. I know I've had a few in my home before, which is quite special. Okay, everyone, so that's some signs there, some divine signs, the main ones, I feel. Obviously, there are others that I may not have mentioned. You might want to let us know in the comments if there's anything else you can think of, or if any of this resonates, please do share in the comments your own stories as well. Thank you for being here, sending lots of love to you all.